Okay, we got to talk about something. We're not talking about Asmongold, but Asmongold has quite a few videos on Ashes of Creation. I like Asmongold, I do. There's some things he says that I'm just like I don't agree with. Um, and I don't know if he's saying it just to be funny and meme. Sometimes he likes just saying crazy stuff, but I genuinely am a fan of Asmongold. And I got a weird comment. I don't know if I can pull it up here. Yeah, so I posted that people were talking about how Ashes of Creation was a scam for years. And I got this reply right here. This person says, "Can you explain how it's a scam when you can literally see it being developed? It was the most transparent development of a game I've ever seen." There's everything wrong with this statement. It was not transparent. They've been apologizing for months and months and months when it was released that, "Oh, I'm sorry guys, well, we lied in all the trailers. Well, I'm sorry guys, we lied on the dev talks." Because every game does that. And while I like Asmongold, he is taken up for Ashes of Creation completely. There is another video of Asmongold's on the day it came out and the reviews bombed. People were talking about how the desert did not look like the desert that we seen, how there were many things not in the game. There is no node system whatsoever. There wasn't even one of the promised races as a starting race. It was never even shown, like other than concept cartoon art. Period. There were so many problems with this. I don't know if you listen. I don't know if this guy was living under a rock, but I've been following Ashes of Creation for years since it was first named, and unfortunately, I did put in money into the GoFundMe. So this guy seems to not know anything that's going on aside from Asmongold. Now, Asmongold defends it too much. So let me explain to you how it was a scam. Number one, you had hundreds of videos, hundreds and hundreds of them, by many, many gamers, probably thousands, saying that this was a scam and that there were things not adding up since the first year that it came out on GoFundMe. So let me give you a scenario, because people are like, "Well, how's it a scam when the product came out?" Because it wasn't the product promised. It wasn't. So if I tell you that I am developing a state of the art hot dog stand, and this hot dog stand is solar powered, it has a heater built into it, it has all these things. It even has a seat that you can pull off to the side and drive it around like a motorcycle when you want to move it. That it has a refrigeration system within it. It has a warm heater in it to keep things that's already cooked really hot. And I tell you that this is my product and these are the features. And then what you get at the end of the day, when I ask for your money and you start sending me money, at the end of the day, you get something that is a hot dog stand that looks like a 5-year-old built it with plywood, and it has almost none of the features promised, and the wheels even look weird on it. You can't drive it. It doesn't have any of the things. There's no solar panels, no refrigeration, no heating place. And I give it to you, and then somebody comes along, "Well, how's it a scam? How's it a scam? They said hot dog stand, and they gave a hot dog stand." Like, are you goofy, bro? Are you like Goofy from Disney? Like, have you not been following all of the criticism and the blatant lies that Ashes of Creation has done since year one with the GoFundMe? Now, Asmongold defends them and says, "Well, $30 million can't buy you a MMORPG today." He is correct. He is correct. But when you look at the product and you find out that employees were not paid, employees were dropping receipts and saying they were doing work for months and not getting paid, then you have to sit there and wonder, where did the money go? Ashes of Creation, go look at it. It's not that they if they spent even $5 million on its game development, I'd be shocked. It is a There's no other way to say it. It's a shit show of a game. It is at all not what we were promised. Not even close. All those test servers were closed off and the zone was tiny. There are authors and developers of games that is one or two people at most, the indie level, that have made better games. Look at RimWorld. Look at RimWorld, all the DLCs for RimWorld. It started by one guy, and over a long time, he eventually hired more people. And I think maybe they got like 30 to 40 employees now. And look at RimWorld. It was a massive success when there was one dude working on it. And when you look at that game, you're like, well, the graphics are basic, yes, but it's not hard to get Unity, learn and use Unity for the license and everything. There's no way they put 30 million into this game at all. So I wrote this. I don't know how people don't understand this. Where's my reply? It's not showing my reply. That's weird. Okay, so I think I can pop up my reply through this. And it doesn't. So anyways, I basically explained that there have been hundreds upon thousands of videos calling it a scam since day one. They have shown proof. They've shown criticism. They've shown where the dev talks and the previews officially from Ashes of Creation show these wondrous graphics, these features, these things within the game and mechanics that do not even exist in the released version. And this was years ago when they were showing it off. And they had to come out and say, well, guys, I'm sorry. Every game development lies. Asmongold has a video. I'm sorry, Asmon, but I'm going to criticize you on this. Asmon agreed with them that because everybody else does it and lies about it, it's okay that they lied about it. And that's not okay. I cannot ask for a GoFundMe for a hot dog stand cooker and tell you all these features, get all your money, millions or whatever, and then upon delivery, when you get the product, it looks like I spent $200 on the stand when I've raised 30 million. You see what I'm saying? So it's a scam because you can show where the game itself, there's no way they even put 5 million into this game. If you look, they were an indie. Ashes of Creation was an indie team when it started. And anybody that says anything different is wrong on that. It started literally with one guy with a vision, and he had just a couple of people on his team, and he grew it. I think at the most they had 350 employees total. That's it. And that was in the end. Look at the first 2 years. They had like 20 people working on this game. And those people and there were so many things with them, with drama, with things not checking out. Like how are you following a game and you're on YouTube looking for new stuff on it and you didn't see all these it's a scam guys videos? Like I don't understand. So you think that because they raised $30 million and they put out a game that bombed, that means it wasn't a scam? I'm sorry to tell you, but he probably had 15 million saved up in the bank. So that's how it's a scam. So I tell you I'm going to come up with a product and all these features, and we have like dev talks and we have preview features, and we lie to you and we show you this game that has this stuff and they constantly, what they do in the first 2 years, we're going to make gaming great again, and everybody jumped on board. They had talks about what is wrong with MMORPGs. They had talks about why MMORPGs fail all the time. And we were all like, he's preaching to the choir. He understands. He's going to be our Lord and Savior and save us. And what happened? So first of all, they lied about having a board. And it's been proven there was no board. They recently lied and said that a board took control of the CEO, and the CEO wasn't happy, and he even made statements that the board was making decisions that he couldn't even agree with. And there's no board. When you look at everything that was filed for taxes and everything that was filed when they were doing all the legalities, there were 2 names. That's it. There was no board. There were 2 names. Those 2 people ran off with with probably 15 to 18 million dollars at least. And I'm highballing it. That Ashes of Creation, that game could be done the way it is for as long as it was by one person for not even $1 million. Not even $1 million. One person could do what you see on Steam right now for not even $1 million. So I'm being generous and I'm adding in, well, you got 200 people and you're paying them something. They're living off bird crumbs. And I know that because it said, I think it was in year 3 when they started hiring more people, they literally came out and said, well, we're paying people, but we're paying them like minimum wage with the promise that when the game gets big, as it makes money, they will make money. They said that in year 3 and 4. And I mean, God, how long did it take them to even develop this? Okay. So when you're talking about a game being developed, the time that it takes to incubate it and put it out, that's where you need a lot of people. Okay, you need a lot of people. But when we're talking about the money that goes into the game, then we're not talking about people, we're talking about finances and money. That game you can go look at wouldn't cost an indie person even $1 million to make. Where did the money go? Where's the board at? They blamed everything on this board. They said that the board, the people on the board, which was never named, were making decisions against their will. They literally came out and said, hey guys, we got some bad news. We got to fire people. They fired 20 people, and then they came out with a full statement saying, don't worry guys, we are committed to this game. And what happened within a week? What happened within a week? We found out that 200 people were laid off, and the CEO was blaming a board that doesn't exist. There's no paperwork to show that there's any board. But Asmongold was like, well, guys, it wasn't a private, it was a public get. No, it was very much private when it started in year 1, 2, 3, and 4. We didn't hear anything about a board until in the last couple of months. That's it. How is it a scam? Because I tell you, hey, I got a hot dog stand, and this hot dog stand is going to be great, and you can be your own boss. You can go around the city, and I tell you some truth. In most cities, it's like $35 to $50 for a year-round, um, what do they call it? Like a food license for you to sell food in the city. It's like $45. Sometimes 50, 60. You got to sit in and watch a half-hour class. I've done that before. It's super easy. Then you take a test and you pass it. You get your license. You pay the city a small fee. Some cities is $35 for this. Some of them are up to 60. Now, I'm highballing it. Maybe New York would be $80. I don't know. And I convince you that it's super easy to start this job. And I got the thing you need. I got the hot dog stand you need. And you're like, it'd be $50 to be my own boss all year round, and all of the money that I would make off this hot dog stand I get to keep. So then I'm telling you that I'm developing a hot dog stand, and each one's going to, let's say I'm going to sell it for $3,000. And I convince you, hey, for $3,000 you can buy this hot dog stand, but I need GoFundMe money right now. But that doesn't count towards your product. That's exactly what Ashes of Creation did. So people pour in $30 million to my hot dog stand. That doesn't count as you purchasing it. I then come out, and there's other people making YouTube videos. Don't trust Airvox Games. His hot dog stand is a lie. It's a scam. Thousands and thousands of these videos, but you don't give a shit about that. You just keep giving me money. You keep giving me money. I make $30 million on GoFundMe alone, and then I'm letting you know I've hired some people. We're making hot dog stands in mass production now. And because of mass production, instead of $3,000 a hot dog stand, I'm going to sell them to you for $2,000. You're thinking, holy crap, he's doing everything he can to help put this product out. And then I'm showing you dev talks and videos. I'm showing you guys just going to the store and buying like 200 hot dogs, putting it in the freezer unit of this hot dog stand, cooking it right then and there on the street, selling it. And I convince you that the smell alone of cooking the hot dogs, if you go to a local park or whatever, is going to drive people crazy. They're going to come in, they're going to buy your hot dog. And I start telling you that you can charge people $3 or $4 per hot dog If it has like sauce, mustard, ketchup, whatever, onions. But you start thinking, hey, I'll lowball it and we'll do $2, $2.50. I don't know. And you start thinking, man, I can make massive product. So then now the product comes out. I have your $30 million from the GoFundMe. And now for $2,000, you pay me another $2,000. And that is for the product. I ship you my product, and it's a piece of garbage made out of wood. And it doesn't have any of the features. And when somebody makes another YouTube video talking about how my hot dog scam was a scam, and someone like you comes in, how's it a scam? The product's real. You can see it. Bro, 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 this can't be real, bro. So you get a hot dog stand that you pay $2,000 for. It looks like something that a child could make for under $200, and wood is expensive. I've been to Lowe's. Wood is very expensive. And it's made out of wood. There's no metal. It doesn't have any of the features. So, number one, you then find out that I'm telling you, hey, my company, which has been private, now has a board. It's now a public company. Well, the board's making decisions. It's not my fault it's made out of wood. I can't help it. It's not my fault that it doesn't have any electric generators. It doesn't have a solar powered unit. It doesn't have any of the features that I promised you. Oh my goodness. So I took $30 million from everybody on top of another $2,000 for every person that purchased this. The millions that I have raked in are insane. But somebody comes along and points out, hey, this is the most transparent hot dog stand I've ever seen in my life, yada, 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 yada. And they completely ignore that the employees that I hired have been putting out receipts showing that they weren't paid. Bro, you can't be serious. So at the most, for this hot dog stand, you know that I had to have had a prototype because I showed you a prototype in all the Dev talks. But it's not real. So I spent money on a prototype to make it look nice. I showed you this prototype. You believed it. I got $30 million through GoFundMe. You see where I'm going with this? How much money did I make off this scam? Well, let's see. So I made $30 million, and then I made $2,000 per every product that I sold. Let's highball it and say that a bunch of people within the first, because it takes time to get news out. Let's say that people are still buying the product a month or two later. Okay? Nobody's buying Ashes of Creation right now. Nobody. Unless they're living under a rock. So for 2 months, just for 2 months, I have sales, and they're dropping. Okay? The first couple weeks, the sales are massive. And then I come out and say, well, there's a board, but there's no evidence of a board. And then you find out that all of my employees were fired, and they're proving that they've not been paid. They're proving a long time ago they were paid minimum wage. So how much did I spend in this? So let's say that I made a total, I don't know, let's say that I made $60 million total. Let's say that $3 million legit went to the prototype and paying all the employees for the 5 years, 10 years it took me to develop this and bullshit you. So if I made $60 million and $3 million of it, let's say $3 million of it, you can see how $3 million was really used for this scam operation. How much money do I have in the bank? Bro, it was a scam. Like, are you serious? Ashes of Creation was a scam from day one. Go look at the people that were calling it a scam for years, nonstop. They did not back down. They showed proof. People were like, oh, yeah, you got a point, but. And now you got Asmongold, and I like Asmongold. You got Asmongold literally telling you. Literally, and I think he even does it on this. I think he even does it on this one. I don't know. You got Asmongold literally telling you that because every other gaming company lies in the trailer, previews, dev talks, and showcases, that it's okay. Ashes of Creation can do it too. This is why aliens lock their doors when they go by planet Earth. Ashes of Creation was always a scam. I don't know how you didn't know it, bro. I don't know where my reply went. It's really weird that I can't pull it up. Let me refresh. Let's
Least
see.
of the time of this video.
Let's see. Yeah, it won't show my reply. And I like Asmongold. I do. I like Asmongold. I don't like some of his takes on things, and there are other things that he's right on the money with. A lot of his political ideas I 100% support and agree with. I don't agree with him constantly assuming that Jews are running the world politically and religiously. I don't like his takes where he really thinks that the word goyim or goy means cattle. It has never meant that. It means nations. Israel themselves are called goyim multiple times. Um, I don't like the idea that he reads Epstein files and Epstein's drinking blood and eating kids and being like, "Hey, this is what the Jews do," and he's literally doing the playbook in a anti-Semitic book called The Talmudic Jew, which, by the way, The Talmudic Jew is Candace Owens' favorite book in the world. It's also Adolf Hitler's favorite book in the world. Coincidence? It's been debunked more times than any human writing in history, bro. There's no human writing, no book out there that's been more debunked. Even David Icke, who's been debunked time and time again in his craziness. Like, people who get mad at Alex Jones and try to debunk him for years don't even come close to the amount of proof and debunking that the Talmudic Jew, the book, got. And the Epstein files are full of people that are literally saying the same stuff that the Talmudic Jew is preaching and lying to you about. And you guys think, oh, it's a Jewish cult because you guys are insane and you don't even know a Jew. So there's some things about Asmongold that I can't stand, and I disagree with him because I know better. I know better. I've been surrounded by Jews for almost 2 decades. I'm around Orthodox Jews constantly. They don't drink blood. They can't. They don't eat humans. Humans aren't even kosher. There are some things with Asmongold that I 100% agree with, and I will die on a hill for some of the things he said. Even some of his harsh stuff, like Florida's law of running over protesters. If they crowd you in and you feel a threat, run them over. I agree with that 100%. That is a dangerous situation because how many times have these people attacked the car, damaged the car, and the insurance won't pay it? Why should I be out thousands of dollars because somebody put their life on the line and they thought that their life was more privileged to the point where they can damage my property and possibly kill me? That's called self-defense. It's literally, it's a biblical law. Everybody's allowed to do self-defense. Self-defense is not murder. Murder is when you kill an innocent human being. So there's two common key things to murder: innocent and human being. You can never murder an animal. And I know vegans use that term all the time. You can never murder an animal. I don't care if you're butchering. I don't even care if you're doing it wrong. You can abuse an animal. You can be wasteful, and you can do stupid stuff in the process of killing an animal. But you got goofballs out there that will say the truth on 80% of the stuff, and then 10% they don't know, and then another 10% they're way off on. And Asmongold, that's where he is. I'm sorry, that's where he is. I like him a lot. There's a lot of things that there's more things that he says that I agree with because I know, not because I believe, I know things. So I was raised to think there's a difference between I understand something and I know something. There's a difference between I believe something and I know something. There's a massive difference. I see that you believe that Ashes of Creation was not a scam. But I know Ashes of Creation was a scam and that people were calling it out, and all of the proof and the receipts have shown that it was a scam. The end. All right, Ashes of Creation was a scam.